Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. As you guys can tell by today's title, I'm talking about my health, and I've spoken about my health before, of me getting surgery, a procedure done per se, and I feel like I haven't really gone into depth of what's really been going on. And I think Vlogmas day 13 or 14, I said that I possibly might have to do surgery procedure done again, and I never really updated y'all after that. So this is kind of like an update video, and basically it's like an overall type update video. So yeah, basically, long story short, I've been diagnosed with endometrial hyperplasia. And I'm basically going to be talking about that, how I found out, the doctors. I've seen like 5 different doctors, ultrasounds, the back and forth between these doctors. It's been a whole lot within like 6 months, I would say. I actually had my second surgery yesterday, and even though it was the same type of procedure, one thing did change. Like my body, sorry y'all, my body is like aching. Like it's just so different. But I'm gonna get into all of that in this video. Actually, I feel like I'm making this video also if there's anyone out there who's like me. When I was Googling and trying to find videos of other women talking about it, there's not a lot of women talking about it. There are some videos, don't get me wrong. I can't remember the lady's name, but if I find her, I'll definitely put her handle down there. And I did ask her a couple of questions about the medication that she was taking, because that's the medication they put me on. But anyways, I feel like there's not a lot of patient's point of view. There's a lot of doctors' point of view of them explaining what endometrial hyperplasia is and all of that. But there's not a lot of videos of us, the female who's going through this, who's been diagnosed with it, talking about, you know, the situation and the doctors and the appointments and all of that. So that's what I'm here for. That's what this video basically is going to be about. I'm going to start from the beginning, even though I said I do have videos talking about it, but I'm going to go more in depth. I have videos of me talking to doctors, screenshots of messages of me talking to doctors. So I'm going to insert all of that. I'm going to be open and transparent, because this has not been easy. For the past 6 months, it's been rough, and I've also been going through something else that's, I'm going to talk about a little bit, but it's a whole separate video. So yeah, don't forget to like this video, comment down below, subscribe to your girl, and let's get straight into the video. So basically, I'm 25 years old. I was diagnosed with endometrial hyperplasia with Atypia. You're probably like, what the heck is that? Because girl, I don't even know. Google, it's not even helping me, okay? But before I get into the definition of that, so to backtrack a little bit, back in 2021, I would say the beginning of 2021, I was bleeding non-stop, very heavily. I would wear at least 3 to 4 pads a day. And it was just really, really bad. I've always been irregular with my period, but for some reason, like, this was just, I don't know what this was, okay? It wasn't a period. It was just like bleeding, like I said, nonstop. And I would be lucky to have at least one day with just spotting or no bleeding at all. I would be very, very lucky. I didn't really do anything about it, which now that I look back, I should have done something about it. I should have went to the doctor. But for me, I thought that my weight played a big role, which you know, every doctor is saying that it has. So because I'm on the heavy set side, I just thought that I needed to lose weight and the bleeding would stop. That wasn't the case. And not that I really did anything to change my diet in a sense, but it just didn't stop. It wasn't until May, the end of the May, early June, where I had went on a trip, and that trip was horrible. Like, I had fun. I have a Mexico vlog after this video. You guys go check it out. I had fun, you know, but behind the scenes, your girl was going through it. I was bleeding non-stop. It just would not stop. I would shower. It's like, you know, in this video I'm gonna be very graphic, so I hope you guys are not like, you know, disturbed by it. But I was bleeding. I would shower. It would just drip, 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 and it was just like, ugh. I was like, when I get home, I'm gonna make an appointment. I'm gonna go to the doctor because I can't live like this anymore. I'm tired. I'm not having fun on these trips. I'm tired of having to check if I'm bleeding behind my clothes. I was just over it. I was tired. I was over it. But when I got home, when I landed in New York, the bleeding stopped. Okay. And I wasn't bleeding. And I was like, what the heck? So I just was like, all right, I'm not bleeding anymore. Like, it is what it is. They didn't want me to have fun. The haters didn't want me to have fun on that trip. So whatever. So that was June, July, August. So like 2 months after that, in August, I started to bleed again. And it was like I was in Mexico all over again. And I was like, hell to the no, like this is not happening. Like something has to be done. My birthday's coming up. Miami Carnival's coming up. I cannot live like this no longer. So I have my little notes and also my phone that I'm going to be looking at to help me with the timeline. So August 6th is when I called to make a GYN appointment. And they were actually able to squeeze me in that same day, right? I go to the appointment. Let's just say Dr. Blue. I'm gonna make up a name. I'm making up names. I don't want to say, you know, obviously. But Dr. Blue was able to see me that same day. I went in. She examined me. She asked me what was going on. I told her I've been bleeding for months. And, you know, so she examined me. And immediately she saw that I had a polyp. And I was like, a polyp? What is a polyp? Like, what is that? There's different types of polyps. So according to Google, what is a polyp? It's basically a growth that's attached to the inner wall of the womb. So basically she's like, you have a polyp. She was like, she could remove it there, but she doesn't know how like deep or how far. She said she could extract it, but she didn't know like if she could take it out, like how much bleeding would be lost, and it would just be best if I go to the hospital. So she basically sent me with a letter to Jamaica Hospital. I don't know if she thought that they were going to take it out, but I went to Jamaica Hospital right after, and I stayed there for about 6 hours. Y'all know how the ER is. Waste of my time. But I did an ultrasound. Okay, so before that, I was asking her like, what is a polyp? She told me, but like it was just going in one and out the other. You know, these terminology, doctor terminology. I'm like, what? Okay, something, a growth in my uterus, like So she basically was like, after they take it out, they would have to do a biopsy to see if it's cancerous. I was like, I got cancer. So she was like, no, that's not what I'm saying. She was like, they have to test it for cancer. And I'm just like, okay. So I immediately start freaking out. And that same day too, y'all, my mom had flew to another country on vacation, and I literally was by myself, and me and my mom were like this, okay? So I really didn't have nobody to call. Nobody knew I was in a hospital. I was literally alone in my feelings, like freaking out, thinking I have cancer, which I knew I didn't, but because, you know, whatever. but like I was alone. If you're alone and you're going through this, I'm here with you. I know how you feel. You are not alone. Comment down below. I'm gonna leave my Instagram information down below. You guys can send me a DM and we can be here for each other, okay? Anyways, so I go to the hospital. They're asking me a whole bunch of questions. They do an ultrasound. They're taking blood. And basically, long story short, they told me that I had to go see Dr. Red. They said I had to go see Dr. Red, and that she is in the Women's Healthcare Center, whatever. I guess she's more familiar with this kind of situation or whatever. So that was August 6th that all that happened, right? That's when I first found out that I had a polyp, what a polyp was. My whole life changed. So on August 13th is when I saw Dr. Red. She checked me and she said yes, there was a polyp. She also sees that within the ultrasound that they did, that my uterus lining is thick. And she basically told me, like, once they remove the polyp, they would do something called a D&CHysteroscopy, which is basically of them scraping out the uterus, the extra lining, thick lining or whatever, and that they will schedule me for the procedure, aka surgery. Okay, so on September 10th is when I actually had the surgery. Like I said, I'm gonna list what was done somewhere on the screen. And basically I felt fine. There was spotting after the surgery, and I believe the day before the the day after the surgery. After that, there wasn't like any pain. There was like, it's normal if you feel cramping or anything like that. I honestly did not feel that, even though like my pain tolerance is kind of high, but I honestly didn't feel like any cramping or anything. So they told me to make an appointment 2 weeks after to do a follow-up and to get my results. So on the 27th, the follow-up appointment, basically she told me that the biopsy came back benign, so I don't have cancer. However, later down the line, I can get uterine cancer. So basically she was like, I need to be put on medication as soon as possible. So she basically gave me like 3 options. One is to remove my uterus, and she was like, you know, I know you're too young for that, and I know you want kids and blah 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 blah. 2, to be put on birth control. 3, she mentioned a medication. I don't want to say it's metformin. It's not with an M. I can't remember, but yeah. So she basically was like, those are my 3 options. Well, I basically 2, because she knows that I'm too young for me to remove my uterus. So she basically told me to see a specialist. She recommended me to see a specialist, and I was like, okay. And basically from that conversation, I thought that the specialist was going to provide me medication. That's what she basically told me. So that was on September 27th. I didn't see the specialist until a month later, okay? So on October 25th is when I saw this specialist doctor. He basically was telling me the same thing she told me, that I need to lose weight, that I have abnormal cells, and I need to be put on medication. So I said, okay, that is why I'm here. She told me that you were going to put me on medication. He was like, no, she needs to do that. He doesn't even know what type of medication that they use for my type of situation. And I'm just like, you're a specialist. What am I here for? What did I just pay a $50 copay for? You're telling me BS right now. The only thing that he was really helpful with was that he was like, I need to lose weight or whatever. So he asked me if I'm interested in bariatrics, which bariatrics is like a weight loss surgery type thing. And I was like, okay, yeah, if I qualify, I qualify, which I did. And that's another video that I was talking about that I'm gonna be getting bariatrics. Anyways, so that was the only thing he was helpful with, recommending me to go see a bariatric doctor. Everything else was a waste. I was not put on medication, nothing. So that from September 10th after my surgery up until October 25th, a whole month later, a month and change later, no medication. Actually 2 months, because so in between October 25th and November 11th, I was trying to go back to see Dr. Red, right? I was trying to make an appointment to see Dr. Red, and that's when I knew Dr. Red was not the doctor for me. She was just, her appointment schedule wasn't up. They kept saying, oh, her schedule's not up, da 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 da, call back, call back. I kept calling back, and there was just no appointment schedule. So I said something like, oh, if you're not available, can I just go back to my regular GYN so she could prescribe you medication? And she was like, oh, well, if he gave you the okay. And I'm like, well, he didn't say nothing about giving me an okay. He said you had to give me medication. Basically, she's like, oh, I'm not free. She could recommend me to another doctor. Like, what? Like, miss, you're the one who did my surgery. Like, I feel like if you did my surgery, like, I should be sticking with you. And that just wasn't the case. So on November 11th, I went back to Dr. Blue. And I explained to her the situation. I felt like I'm being bounced around. Nobody's helping me. Everybody's saying I need to be put on medication. And nobody has prescribed me anything. So I told her that the specialist told me birth control. She told me that she doesn't agree with that. She told me that I need to be put on Megstro, medication called Megstro, aka Megace. They call it Megace for short. But yeah, she told me that she didn't agree what they were saying, what the specialist was saying, and that I need to be put on Megace. And so she started me. Okay, so November 11th was when I found out that I had endometrial hyperplasia. Even though probably September 10th, after the biopsy and everything came back and they saw that, Dr. Red never said that I had that. Specialist never said that I had that. I guess the specialist assumed, but nobody ever came out and told me. So how I found out I had endometrial hyperplasia with Atypia was when the nurse was making me an appointment to see a second opinion doctor. Pause. Okay.
Doing endometrial hyperplasia with Atypia.
Endometrial, what was it?
Hyperplasia.
Plasia. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna need the patient's all of her information. Do you have it?
Yes.
So Dr. Blue said she's gonna start me on Megace with 1 pill a day, which is 40 milligrams, right? She wanted me to get a second opinion, basically to see like if the 1 pill a day is good or if I need to be put on a higher dosage. So I said, okay, no problem, that's fine. I can go see a second opinion doctor. Basically, like, that has nothing to do with medicines or whatever. So I went to a doctor from New York Presbyterian. So November 16th, just a couple days after I saw Dr. Blue, I went and got the second opinion. He looked at the chart and my file that they sent over, and he said yes, that he does agree that I should be on Megace, not on birth control. However, I need to be on a higher dosage. I need to take 160 milligrams. So basically, I need to be taking 4 pills a day. So I know you're like, dang, 4 pills a day? There's small pills. I'm going to enter the picture. There's small pills, even though it's a lot, but it's still small. It's not like them big pills. Anyways, so he was like, I need to be on 4 pills a day. And he also examined me that day, right? So he examined me, and I don't know if I said this already, but this video might be graphic because I'm gonna be showing you guys something. So basically, he examined me and he wasn't sure if it was another polyp, because he was like, if I just got the surgery September 10th, he doesn't believe that another polyp grew back so fast. So he felt like as if the that a polyp or something was left behind, something. But he took out a lot. He took out some tissue samples for it to be sampled in the lab or whatever. I'm gonna insert a clip because I did take a little video of what it was that he took out. He called me back within a few days and said that I don't remember him saying if it was a polyp or something, but he did say that that I need another D&C to be done. There was something left behind, and I need to basically go back and get the procedure done again. That I need to contact the doctor who did it the first time, and hopefully it'll be done before the holidays or after the holidays. Because remember, we're in November 16th. So we're in November. So Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, hopefully it'll be done somewhere in that line, right? So I called back. I tried to, November 16th, I tried to get back in touch with Dr. Red. Dr. Red has moved to another building. That's why I couldn't get in contact with her the first time, okay? So I finally found her. And I explained to her what the second opinion doctor said. And I'm going to insert a clip of what she was saying. She's like, she took everything out. Maybe something is protruding or whatever she said. I'm going to insert the clip.
Sonogram possible endometrial biopsy. I will also request hysteroscopy from D&C to review. However, there is a large mass present at the cervix, which is not extractable in my office, so a portion was sent to. The true extent of this lesion cannot be determined depending on pathology. She will need more. Okay. I will call her once the pathology returns. He didn't say anything about somebody else doing this.
Well, he called me, and that's what he told me. And he said that was.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to him. I agree with what he said, okay? However, even if there's another polyp or something, I'm going to take this off so you can hear me. I think we should wait until, because it even says on here that he wants you on this medication for 3 months, and then you need a repeat sampling anyway. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you need a repeat sampling in 3 months, that would be, when did you start the medication?
November 11th or 12th.
Okay, so we'll just say all of November, December, January. So it would be mid-February that you would have to get another sampling from the inside. If we're going to sample it then, that's the time we should remove it, instead of taking you back now and then taking you back again in mid-February.
Oh, okay, I understand. But then, so he was saying that because I have it, like, he feels like the Megates is not going to work properly if I have a polyp. Is that true?
I've never heard of such a thing, but I'm going to confirm with him. If he's a GYN oncologist, then he knows better.
So do I need to take 1 pill a day, or do I need to start taking 4 pills?
You need to take the 4 pills a day, okay? However, if he feels taking that polyp out is going to help the Meggies to work better, then I will take it out before. I will do whatever he says.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I also need to explain to him that whatever you had, I had taken out before. Let me go to labs, to pathology. So this, when I did your procedure, it was all taken out.
That's what I'm saying. So, not to cut you off, but like, how fast do these things grow back? Like,
it's
in
not,
my case,
it's not growing back. So probably what has happened is that they may have been something else that's protruding out. Okay, so it may be a piece of tissue that's protruding out. So he's gonna. When I find, I don't think it grew. Okay, I'll be very honest. I don't think it grew. And I feel like I got all of it, but maybe there was a portion that was left behind of the base.
I wouldn't be so concerned about it.
Cause I'm back to like bleeding again, like every day, and I'm like, is it the Megates or is it that this thing that's hanging down?
Well, you're adjusting to doses of Megates. Are you taking the 4 pills a day?
No, cause he told me to wait till after ICU or whatever. Cause I'm telling you, I swear to you, he said that I need another D&C to be done, and he was like, hopefully before the holidays or whatever. So he said stick with the 1 dose a day, and then after go to 4 pills a day. But if you're saying
No. So he's saying whatever he says we need to do. So he's saying do 1 dose a day, and then after you have the procedure, then you're gonna go to 4 pills.
yeah, once you remove, but you're saying that I should wait the 3 months. So if I'm waiting the 3 months,
I'm just going based upon the
so she said that she wants to talk to the second opinion doctor. I said, okay, you go ahead and do that. You let me know what's going on, okay? Because she doesn't agree that I should be going back into the OR so soon, especially if I'm on Megace. They want me to see how she wanted me to be on Megace for 3 months before they take me back and do another biopsy. So she didn't feel like it was necessary for me to go back so soon. So I said, okay, you go ahead and talk to the second opinion doctor. Let me know how that goes. So Dr. Blue, Dr. Red, consultation, second opinion doctor. So I've seen 4 doctors since September, October, November. In 3 months, I've seen 4 different doctors. Okay? On December 9th, I send a message like, hey, did you hear from the second opinion doctor? I didn't get a message until December 21st or something like that. So by the time she messaged me back, somebody had already called me and was like, hey, Dr. Gray, would like to make an appointment with you, GYN, and I'm just like, okay. So I'm thinking, okay, she passed me on to somebody else. Like, this is why she hasn't been answering me back via messages or whatever. So I made, so on December 15th is when I met with Dr. Gray. And basically I was passed on from Dr. Red. Guess she ain't want to deal with my ass. I don't know. So I'm explaining to him the situation. I had surgery. So everything I'm telling you, I'm telling him. And he was like, first he was lost. And I was like, did you even look at my chart? Like, Dr. Gray, don't get on my bad side. So he went and looked at my chart and he basically was like, yes. So he basically took a minute to look at my chart and came back and he was like, he does agree with the second opinion doctor that I should be taking 160 milligrams a day because of the type of endometrial hyperplasia that I have with Atypia. So I guess when they say with Atypia, that's the highest level of endometrial hyperplasia. I don't know the different levels, but I guess that's the highest one. So he was like, yes, I should be taking 4 pills a day. So he prescribed me with more medication and he wanted me to do a pelvic sonogram. And luckily, I was able to get a pelvic sonogram done 2 days after. So on December 17th, I got a pelvic sonogram done. And I messaged him to let him know that the sonogram was done. He said he was going to call me tomorrow to discuss the results. But he does think that I need another surgery. There is just way too much thickening on the sono. And that, like, basically, like, he couldn't really see what was going on from the sonogram. That he would basically have to go in. We would have to go in the OR to basically for him to see what was going on, basically, is what I got from the message. So he did call me and he said something like that we're going to try to schedule something for January, right? And January came. In January, it was like in mid-January, and I was like, hey, I'm just following up to see, you know, if there was going to be a procedure done. I saw something for the 25th, but it's not on my schedule anymore. Like, it was there, but then it disappeared. So he was like, because of the COVID cases that were rising, that they had stuff on hold. surgeries were be put on hold. They were only doing emergency surgeries, and this technically was an emergency surgery. So they canceled the one for the 25th. They scheduled me for the 18th. They canceled that one and scheduled me for the 25th, which was yesterday. So yesterday, I got another polyp removed, I believe. Another hysteroscopy. I got an IUD put in, Mirena IUD to be exact. So with the Mirena IUD, I no longer have to be taking the 4 pills a day, which I honestly stopped taking about a week ago because Megaze, that medication, it was like I was still hungry. It affects your appetite. It's like you haven't eaten. Like I could eat and then 10 minutes later I'm still hungry. So that was affecting my appetite, and I low-key felt like it was affecting my bowel movement. Like I wasn't going to the bathroom normally, or I was forcing myself to go to the bathroom. So I decided to stop taking the medication once I knew that I was getting surgery and I knew that the IUD was going to be put in. So I'm going to be inserting clips from yesterday about the surgery. But before I go ahead and do that, like I said, I've seen Dr. Blue, Dr. Red, specialist, second opinion doctor, and Dr. Gray. So I've seen 5 doctors within 6 months. I've gotten 2 pelvic sonograms. I've gotten, yesterday would have made 3 biopsies done. So I'm waiting for the 3rd results to come in. I've been on medication called Megaze. I was first started off with 1 pill a day, and then I jumped to 4 pills a day. So after the first surgery that I got in September 10th, I was still bleeding. I was spotting, but it wasn't every day. And it wasn't as bad as it was before the surgery. Thank God. Like I said, after the surgery, I felt normal. I felt fine. I went to work the next day. It's an outpatient procedure. So you go in and you come back and you leave the same day, basically. Just somebody has to pick you up. So yesterday, procedure, surgery, whatever you want to call it. I would say surgery because you are going in the OR.
Tissue, extra tissue.
Besides the polyp?
Uh-huh.
No.
So you do have polyp.
Yeah.
No fibroid, no cyst, no?
No.
No allergies to any medication that you know of?
No.
Latex?
No.
With this telescope camera in, we're gonna see what's going on. We're gonna remove whatever doesn't look normal. Like I expect to remove quite a bit of a lining, and I will remove a polyp. Dr. Wells, we work together.
Hello.
So then we're gonna put an IUD for you to prevent this thing happening again. I honestly have never seen someone grow in a polyp when they had an IUD in place, and I did it for quite a bit. Your menstrual, what to expect normally. From a surgery, you kind of know. You will feel very similar to what you were feeling then, like some nausea, like very that kind of thing feeling, like tiredness very soon, like cramps, like that's fine. What will be different is your menstrual with IUD. It's particularly initially it's going to be very erratic. Because 1, I'm giving you general anesthesia, it froze your menstrual off. 2, it was not regular from the very beginning. 3, we're actually scraping you out. 4, I'm putting in an IUD as well. So you will not have a regular period for the first 3 months, but you shouldn't have heavy. You will just have like spotting here, spotting there, like a little bit of bleeding here, a little bit of bleeding there. Again, it shouldn't be heavy, but it will be like very erratic. In about 3 months from now, you're probably going to go to so-called baseline. Very difficult to predict where it would be, but most women have very minor bleeding once in a while. That's majority of people with Mirena. And then, like, my wife, I usually bring her as an example, she bleeds like once a year. And she's very happy with that, it works for her.
With the IUD?
With an IUD, yeah. But I mean, if you get there, then I will be super happy. That will be like terrific.
So with the IUD, how long, like, do I keep it in?
You can keep it as long as 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it's working as long as that. If or when you decide to get pregnant, that's a separate subject. Or I forgot. Did you tell me? Did you want to go through bariatric surgery? Yeah, definitely put it through like weight loss period. You may have bleeding issues when after the surgery. Like it's very common, but I guarantee you, like if you remove an IUD, then you're gonna bleed even worse.
So usually after bariatric surgery, we don't recommend getting pregnant for about a year because you're losing a lot of weight during that time, and your electrolytes as well as your nutrition can be very off. So usually we recommend like at least a year after surgery before you try getting pregnant. So we recommend at least keeping it that long, and then after that, it's a pipe.
I mean, I don't plan to have kids.
Yeah, then basically keep it for a full 7 years. What I am trying, we kind of try to say different stuff. What I'm trying to say, like, whenever you start like losing weight after bariatric surgery, it's usually quite dramatic, and your menstrual goes completely off. Like it's like women bleed like 3 months in a row. But if they have IUD, it's less amount of bleeding. It may still be irregular, and it probably will be irregular in your case, but the volume would be less.
So the IUD is basically like with what I would say killing the abnormal cells that I have with the hyperplasia.
I wouldn't say word killing. It's preventing and changing the way they grow.
Okay.
It's actually kind of fascinating. It's a little bit more on DNA level because it's a steroid hormone, but it's changing the way they grow. It doesn't allow new abnormal cells to regrow, and it changes the abnormal cells which are already there. It's fascinating, actually.
Okay. And then because I told the lady that I stopped taking Megace last week, so I don't take that anymore.
No, you don't need to.
Okay.
Yesterday's surgery was kind of different. Okay, the anesthesia was like, he was like, you're gonna be put to sleep this time, and I was like, okay, like I wasn't put to sleep last time. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I remember sleeping. I don't know what y'all talking about, but I went to sleep. Okay, the first time. But he was like, I guess I was gonna be on a higher dosage of anesthesia. I don't know, but he did say that like, my throat was gonna feel funny for the next 2 to 3 days, and when I woke up, my throat was on, not fire, but it was just like the swallowing was kind of like, wait a minute. What's going on? My throat was funny. It was a little bit of abdominal pain. They did say like I would have cramping, I would be bleeding or whatever. I was bleeding after the surgery, and yeah, abdominal pain. It wasn't bad. Like I said, I have a high tolerance of pain. But yeah, but I woke up this morning, my whole body is aching like as if I'm getting sick. And I'm just like, what the hell? I know it's not COVID because I had to take a COVID test before I got the procedure done. If you have COVID, you can't get the procedure done. So you have to be COVID negative. But I woke up, throat on fire. I couldn't even swallow. It hurts to like eat, drink, like it's something ain't right. I don't know what they did to me this time around, but something ain't right. My body is sore from neck down. Like, oh my God. So this time around is different. Like I said, this time they also put an IUD in. And yeah. As of right now, I'm still spotting, but they said that's normal. But yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. Now that I have the Mirena IUD inside of me, so I have to make a follow-up appointment 2 weeks, in 2 weeks, for 2 weeks, something like that, to get my biopsy results. and I think I have to go back for them to do another biopsy to see how everything is going in 6 months. So hopefully this video was helpful in a way. Like I said, this is just my story that I'm telling you guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, or you can DM me directly on Instagram. I'll leave that handle right here. You can DM me on Instagram if you have any questions, or if you just want to talk. Like I said, I know some people feel alone. Shout out to Tina G. She did ask me how, like, an update, how things were going and where I'm at today. So where I'm at today is that I'm off Megace. I have the Mirena IUD put in. Basically it's supposed to revert my cells in a sense. Y'all heard him, what he said. I don't know, I can't really remember, but yeah. So Tina G commented on something and I said that I would talk about it. So within 6 months, if I feel like I'm still at the same stage where I'm at now and I'm not like progressing, and the Mirena IUD is not really doing anything for me, and more polyps grow somehow, even though he said with the Mirena IUD it's very rare for a polyp to grow back. But let's just say, you know, the worst is the worst. I feel like I would get my uterus taken out, because I just can't keep going through this. Like, I just can't. Just take it out. Just take it all out. I am 25 with no kids, and before all of this happened, I've always said that I didn't want kids for my own reason. Like, that was my choice. But however, now that it can possibly be an option, like, how do I say, it could possibly be an option that, like, I can't have kids at all. Like, it's a difference from a doctor telling you that and for you making up your own mind. Like, it's a whole totally different thing. So I did feel some type of way, but like I said, it was my choice. However, like I said, if I feel like there's no change, I would be getting my uterus removed. I don't have time for this. I don't want uterine cancer. I don't have time for these polyps. I don't have time for these bleedings. Like, I don't think you understand. Well, if you're watching this video, if you made it this far, and you're obviously going through something similar, so you guys understand that this bleeding is no joke, okay? Bleeding is no joke. Buying pads all the time, like, it costs money. These doctors and their copays. I mean, if you got good insurance, comment down below what insurance you got, because these copays is expensive, okay? So your GYN is $50 every doctor visit. I've seen 5 doctors. I don't even know how many appointments I've had within the past 6 months, but I know I spent bread, okay? And for some of these doctors to be telling me bull, okay? Dr. Red, she's clipped. I never want to see her again. Sorry, y'all, the camera battery died, and I really don't know where I left off. I feel like I was talking about the uterus, taking out the uterus. I want obviously I want the last resort to be taking out the uterus. I want that to be my last resort. But at the same time, like, I can't keep going through this. Like, something has to give. But I do feel like if there's anybody out there who is deciding whether to take out the polyps or have the hysteroscopy or just take out the whole uterus completely, I would say before you do that, weigh out all your options. If you can, do all the steps before, you know, taking out your uterus. Like I said, it's a big decision, especially if you don't have kids already and if that's something that you want in the future. Or if you have kids already and you feel like, you know, the kids you got is good, then you're good. For me, my situation is kind of different, but I will make that my last resort. But like I said, I don't want to keep going through this, and if there's no change within like 6 months to a year, I feel like that would be the best option for me, is to take out the uterus. But like I said, I am trying to do everything else and make that my last resort. So basically my update basically is that I'm on my second hysteroscopy that's been done. Second polyps that's been removed. This time around I got a Mirena IUD put in. I am no longer on Megaze. Before I was taking 4 pills a day, which is 160 milligrams a day. Like I said, I did stop taking that a week before I got the surgery done, for my own personal reasons, like I said. But if it helps you, keep taking it. You know, everybody is different. Everybody's situation is different. And yeah, so as of right now, I do like Dr. Gray. I feel like I will keep on seeing Dr. Gray. I said in 2 weeks I have a follow-up appointment. Fingers crossed everything comes back, you know, good, benign, no cancer and all of that. And like I said, I will be talking about bariatrics in another video, but just to touch on it just a little bit, they said that once I do get the surgery that I'm going to be losing drastic weight, and my body will be changing again. So I will be bleeding again. However, it is going to help with my situation of me losing weight. So if you have any questions, like I said, comment down below. I'm going to try my best to answer it. I hope I didn't leave anything out. If I did, like I said, I did insert clips, and hopefully the doctor was, you know, able to help you. I'm able to help you, or I'm at least here to comfort you. You're not alone. We're in this together, you know. Like I said, there's not a lot of people who discuss this or really know that they have polyps. Like, you hear about fibroids, you hear about cysts, but polyps I've never really heard about till I was diagnosed. I never even heard of endometrial hyperplasia till I was diagnosed. And a lot of these things are not really talked about. Well, at least, I don't know. I don't want to say my generation or what, but it's not really talked about. Like, I feel like I am the first in my family to have this situation, being diagnosed with all of that. Like, the most is that, you know, somebody in my family, like, they just can't have kids. But, you know, I don't know the reason why, but, you know, it is what it is. But like I said, I've never heard of no damn polyp. So you're not alone. I'm here with you, okay? Comment down below. Don't forget to like this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.